I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
What up? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Dave's Doghouse, the return of Dave's Doghouse, along with BWT's own Teddy. We got some really great stuff to talk about today. Glad to be back. Just came off a birthday celebration from yesterday, so appreciate everyone that gave me the birthday wishes. This is my birthday gift to myself to bring this show back. Kind of reformed a little bit. We got something new coming for next week. Gonna have a brand new intro coming for next week, so can't wait for that to happen. And man, I'm just excited about today. Today was actually the day I was supposed to be born, so I guess it's a double birthday for me. So I'm excited. You know, I have today is my aunt's birthday though, so happy birthday, Aunt Yvette. I definitely love you, appreciate you. Thank you for the birthday call yesterday, singing the song. But man, I'm excited. Teddy, I know you excited because we got some people to talk about for you today. So how you doing today, my guy?
Man, I'm doing great. First of all, I wanna say happy birthday to your aunt. I hope you enjoyed your day yesterday. And man, this is gonna be a good one. Make sure you guys tune in.
Yep, make sure y'all tune in, man. So before we get started, I am live right now on 3 platforms. I'm live on my Facebook, my personal Facebook. I'm live on Refuse to Lose's Facebook and on Dave's Doghouse on YouTube. So if you're on either one, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Share this to anyone that's busy. I know it's 12:30, so some people could be at lunch right now, so you could be enjoying this during your lunchtime. It's a lot of great things that's going to go on. Shout out to Joe and AJ who just launched their new show that's going to come up called Unfazed. Make sure y'all tune to that. First episode is next week, August 27th at 9 p.m. So make sure you tune into that. It's going to be a great show. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be, well, not next week, so 2 weeks from now, but It's going to be a great show. And like I said in the comment, I can't wait to be a guest of the show. But no, man, I'm excited about today. So let's go ahead and get started. I know I normally say, let's talk about the doghouse, who could possibly be coming out. But now I figured I would introduce it in a new way and say, who let the dogs out? And I think it's without, it's a great honor for Teddy, for sure. Not for me, because I could care less about the Yankees. But it's a great honor for Teddy to be talking about some people that are currently in the doghouse that will be coming out. So let's go ahead and bring up who's in the doghouse right now. So these are, as you can see, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that are in the doghouse at this very moment. We got some guys that will be coming out today, some guys and the team. So can't wait to talk about that. It is going to be an awesome, amazing thing to talk about. There's a team in here who has someone that's going to be talked about later on the show. So Carl, if you're watching, you might want to tune in a little bit more, my guy. If you at work, then I understand. But got some good news for you guys today. But Teddy, I know it's a glaring view for you to see a couple of people on here that you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start off with the team known for having the most World Series title in baseball history. You know, they weren't doing very good before the All-Star break, but now these guys have created a winning streak. They went and made some decent trades in the during the trade deadline. They went and got one of the guys, Jazz Chisholm Jr., who's now on the IL, unfortunately, with a UCL injury. However, the guys they continue to win. So, Teddy, tell me why the New York Yankees are now out of the doghouse.
Man, I've been calling for this for quite some time, right? Um, it was painful for me to see them go into the doghouse, but they definitely deserved it because of the way that they were playing. 6 week skid. It was some bad baseball, but after the break, they were able to sweep the Phillies, which was known as the best team in MLB, in Philly. So that that goes credit to the Yankees. They are right now, they are half a game up in the AL East, tied for the most wins in the major leagues, and have an average of 5.8 runs per game, which I believe is still number one in all of MLB. Last night, Juan Soto had an incredible game, first career three home run game. For him, he supplied all the offense needed. It was basically Juan Soto versus the Chicago White Sox last night. And the offense has gotten eight plus hits in 16 straight games, which is getting close to a franchise record. I believe the franchise record is 23 straight games. So we're keeping up on that. And the offense just looks good right now. There's just a couple guys that are struggling, like Ben Rice. He's gone downhill ever since his 3 home run game versus the Red Sox, which really put him on the map. And he's really been sliding. But DJ LeMahieu has picked it up. The acquisition of Jazz, man, that was incredible for the lineup, bringing his versatility to the game, and his athleticism was huge for the Yankees, and just his vibe in the clubhouse was definitely needed after what we were going through during that 6 week skid. But I'm glad to say that I am bringing the Yankees out of the doghouse. Let's go, boys. We out.
And to give some more information on the Yankees, Juan Soto is having the best Yankees offensive season since 1958 and third best Yankee offensive season since 1963. And Aaron Judge is having the Yankees' best offensive season right now and had the second best in 2022. So the two most famous guys on the team are leading this offense. So without a doubt, these guys deserve to be out of the doghouse. And hey, man, you guys are out, so you get the doghouse cry. So welcome to being out of the doghouse, New York Yankees.
We are free. We are free.
Free the Yankees. That's how you guys say it, Teddy. And not only are the Yankees doing well, there's a specific person on the Yankees team who is in the doghouse who will be coming out today, who was struggling for a good amount of time before the All-Star break, but his last 4 starts, he's actually played pretty well. You got a hater in the comments. Hey, Tom, I'm right along with you, but hey, I got to be honest about the show. Got to get them out for right now. They may be back in soon, but hey, right now we're gonna have them out. But Teddy, your guy, you've been the main guy. I know I've had some other Yankees fans in my comments and my DMs telling me about Rodon, which lets me know that people are actually watching the show. So I appreciate it. But there's a specific guy who you wanted to be out because he's actually played a lot better in his last 4 games. with an ERA of 2.22. That's a great number to have.
Mhm.
24 innings pitched, 10 walks only, 31 strikes, 31 strikeouts, and a batting average of 151 allowed. Carlos Rodon of the New York Yankees is now out of the doghouse. Teddy, give me some more information about Carlos Rodon and what he's been doing to get himself out of the doghouse.
He's finally getting off to a great start. During that, I think it was 5 or 6 game skid that he was on personally. Um, he was going out in the first inning and getting smacked around the ballpark. Every pitch that he threw was either going over the fence or in the gap, and the opposing team was just scoring runs early, putting the team in a huge deficit early in the game, and it was tough for them to climb out of that, even with Aaron Judge and Juan Soto in the lineup, because he was giving up at least 5 or 6 runs during that time period per game, and that's tough to come out of. But he's been able to command the strike zone a lot better. He is throwing his fastball on the corners now. He's not just trying to throw it right down the middle. He's got more command of his off-speed stuff, getting hitters to fish for it out of the zone. His changeup looks incredible, and his curveball as well. Um, and he's finally just he looks just like he did in the beginning of the season when he started off 7-2, right? Right now he's gotten 4 straight wins ever since being in the doghouse. So he definitely saw this and said, I need to make my way out of here because it's not a good place, right? He's stuck with people like Jovan and all these other people in here. It's not a good place to be. So he definitely has been out there balling, and it's great to see because the Yankees definitely needed that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Teddy, what's the Yankees' record since the All-Star break?
Oh,
I know they've been winning though.
it's
I know they're over 500. So
yeah.
that's
They've won
that's a
almost
good thing.
every series. They've won almost every series. They tied with the what team was it? The Blue Jays. They had
Mm.
a, they had a 4 game set, and they tied with them. So
Yeah, it was a 2-2 series. I remember that. I
yep.
remember because you and Javon was going at it in the chat during that series. So I
Mhm.
mean, y'all go at it every series, but that one
Nothing.
I remember for sure.
Exactly.
That one I remember for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tomo and Joe for being in the comments. Appreciate you guys. Joe, again, congratulations on the new show with AJ. Can't wait to see the first episode.
Yes.
And I don't know if you saw what I said in the chat, but I can't wait to be a guest on the show. So just let me know when y'all got some time available. Now that we got the guys coming out of the doghouse in the way, we got to talk about the people that will now be eating puppy chow. So, we got to give them a little something to eat. They don't get the adult snacks. They don't get the bacon strips or nothing like that. They're not getting all the good stuff. They're getting a little bitty pieces of stuff, a little bit of water. It's a bowl for each for five dogs. They got to fend for themselves, see who's going to get the most water. So now we got to see who's going to be in this, man. And I think without a doubt, the first person I talk about, y'all are going to know that he deserves this no matter what you think about what he's done in his career. So he's a 3-time world champ. He's won a bronze medal twice in 2020 and 2024. He's a DMV native from Alexandria, Virginia. But he's mostly known for what he says in the media about the NBA basketball. I'm talking about none other than Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles. First of all, I want to say congratulations on getting another gold medal, or getting your first ever gold medal in the Olympics, and getting your second bronze medal in the Olympics. I know you got them both in the 200-meter dash in 2020 and 2024. You got a gold medal in the 100-meter this year, so congratulations on that. But this is not necessarily about what you've done in the Olympics. What kind of it is, but it's also about what you said in the media most time. So first of all, we know you're firstly known for saying world champions of what? Well, I think USA has proved it this year that they have the best players in the league because they just won a gold medal. Again, they have won a gold medal in every Olympics since 2008. The last time they did not win it was in 2004. But since 08 or 12 to 2016, 2020, 2024, it's been a gold medal every single time. Now I understand that it hasn't happened in the other Olympic, the FIBA World Cup. I know it hasn't happened in that, but in the Olympics, we pretty much dominated that. It hasn't been a dominating fashion this year, but we're not here to talk about USA basketball. We're here to talk about Noah Lyles. You also said that you rejected a meeting from Adidas because Anthony Edwards was not yet an NBA champion. Okay, last time I checked, you didn't have a gold medal until this year. So you were the world champion of what? I got to bring that back to you, Noah Lyles. And then people want to, so for your bronze medal this year, like I said, congratulations again on another medal that you got in the 200-meter dash. They're saying that, prayers to you. And I'm not saying that you were not sick. So I definitely hope that you are getting well. If you were diagnosed with COVID, I definitely hope that you are doing better. But maybe I'm the only one that questioned this, but before the race started, you had an intro, danced out there, had an encore for all of that. It seemed like you were pretty fine to me. But after you got smoked in the race and finished third, then we hear reports of you being sick, having COVID and stuff like that, and how people shouldn't have been talking about you because you were sick. First of all, it's got nothing to do with you being sick, sir. We understand that you were sick. There's been a flu game that's happened in NBA basketball multiple times. Kobe Bryant had shot free throws after he tore his Achilles. So we understand that there are things that happen in sports to where it could kind of sort of prevent you from being able to win. For me, it's what you did before and what you've done after. So you celebrated it before you even won it. You had an intro and everything. And then you got other guys saying that you're boisterous, you're obnoxious, and you're annoying, and you are self-centered and stuff like that. It's another word I'm looking for. I can't think of right now. But basically, you're obnoxious of yourself. You make it seem like you're the best guy ever. Last time I checked, Usain Bolt was the best runner in Olympics history. And Joe has said it best: pride comes before the fall. So you had a lot of pride coming in before this race, and all of a sudden now there's all these excuses coming out. And then you wanted to backtrack what you said to Anthony Edwards. Said, "No, wasn't it." Well, that report shouldn't have came up. That's not what you said. And the thing is, you are the reason why it's believable because of what you said about the NBA champions before. For one, you disrespect your own country by doing that, by saying that we don't have the best players in the league. I mean, we've had that since the NBA existed. So, and that hasn't changed, even though the overseas sports has gotten a lot better. I think there was 60 some players in the NBA that were in the Olympics this year, but no allows. Just respect the guys and just say that you didn't want to go to Adidas because they didn't offer you something at first. Don't disrespect someone else just because you didn't get the opportunity in the beginning. What they got has nothing to do with you, man. So keep it to yourself next time and just, be you. You are one of the hardest people to root for just because of what you say. If you were just a regular racer, and I'm not saying not to voice your opinion. Everyone's allowed to voice your opinion. I'm not the one that's going to say shut up and run. That's not me. Talk what you have to say, but just don't disrespect anyone while you're saying what you have to say. Because I think it was wrong to talk about the NBA champions. I mean, you can have your opinion, but I mean, the NBA is world champions because we have the best league. Everyone wants to go to the NBA, whether you want to believe that or not. People come from overseas. The best players in the league come from overseas to go to the NBA. Think about Wembanyama, who had one of his very first Olympics, and he balled out this Olympics. Look at Luka Doncic. Look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. Look at Nikola Jokic. All these guys who are international players. Look at Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray. All these international guys, they play in the best league. And if you look at the FIBA All-Star 5, all of those guys are in the NBA. So that tells you that the best players are world champions, which are it's just the NBA. So, Teddy, you have any comments about this?
Man, I think the word you were looking for earlier was arrogant.
There you go.
And the way he was out, he guaranteed a win after he came out and won that 100-meter. He said, "I'm the fastest guy in the world." Man, I'm glad he lost, to be honest with you. And to him to lose to his own teammate, that just makes it even better. And then the reports of him having COVID and everything like that, I mean, if that's true, okay, but I recently had COVID. I didn't leave my bed for like 3 days. I'll tell you right now, I'm not jumping around and doing all this extra stuff. And then after, oh, I lost, and now I'm gonna just lay down exhausted just to make it look like I was really sick. And then at night, you're in the club. Like, what are you doing? If you got COVID, if you really have COVID, what are you doing in the club with no mask? Like, you're telling me that you're that just you can't be that dumb. You just can't be. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me the way that he presents himself, and like you said, it's hard to root for a guy like that. I mean,
it is, man. I mean, you represent the country, so we want you to do well. But it's like, how much do we want you to do well? Because you just keep on just you're arrogant, and you always talk about other guys in your country that do well in their respective sports.
mm-hmm.
Like, it's unnecessary. You can be who you are without having to talk about other people. You know, Anthony Edwards is a young superstar in the league who just got his team to the Western Conference Finals, who no one thought that was going to happen before the season started. We thought that Anthony Edwards was going to be good and great because he had the Olympic experience prior, but we didn't think he was going to lead his team to the Western Conference Finals. And I mean, you are a 3-time world champion, but this is your first ever gold medal. Like, come on, man, you gotta be humble at some point, and just don't do that. And then I didn't even know about him being in the club after he lost. So you mean to tell me he had COVID, but then all of a sudden miraculously he doesn't have COVID once he goes to the club? Come on now, that is all right, y'all. You just gotta stop with the excuses now. You lost because you lost, and the better man won, and you just weren't the better man that time.
Mm-hmm.
So no allows. You got some puppy chow now, but you're not a dog. So welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. Oh, I haven't heard that call in so long. It feels good to actually talk about it. Now, Teddy, this is why I got some. This is why I have 3 pages of notes. I had to get some extensive research for this specific team. For this specific team. So there is a 3-on-3 tournament in the Olympics for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
USA Women's actually won bronze this year, so congratulations to USA Women for winning bronze this year. But this is about the men's. Let me tell you why these guys are in the doghouse. These guys, Teddy. First of all, let me tell you who these guys are. Kareem Maddox, Jimmy Fredette, Canyon Barry, and Dylan Travis. You probably only know one of these guys, and that's Jimmy Fredette.
100%.
Don't worry. I'm about to tell you who all the other guys are. This is why I got my research done. So, Canyon Barry. Guess who his father is? Rick Barry.
Rick Barry, yeah.
He played at Charleston and played at Florida in college. He averaged 11.3 points per game at Florida in his senior season and 12.8 points per game with Charleston in his first 3 seasons in college. Son of Rick Barry, and that's pretty much what he's done in most of his career. Jimmy Fredette played for BYU, where he set multiple records in college. He led the NCAA scoring in 2010 and 2011. He was selected 10th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in 2011, playing 6 seasons for the Bucks, the Kings, the Bulls, the Hornets, the Knicks, and the Suns. But he did win an MVP overseas in 2017, and he won the Greek League Championship in 2020. So he got something. He got something done. Mm-hmm. Kareem Maddox went to Princeton. Only played overseas for 3 seasons. Averaged 8 points per game and 4 rebounds per game at Princeton. However, he does have some NBA experience, not playing though. He actually works with the Timberwolves as a personnel and player development associate. Dylan Travis played at Florida Southern College, which is a D2 school, in his junior and senior years. He also played freshman. His freshman and sophomore season, he played at Midland University, which is in that was his freshman year. So that was in Fairmont. He played his sophomore year at Iowa Central Community College, where he averaged 18.3 points per game. Where he played 4 years overseas in Germany and Australia. Then he retired. So those are all the guys that were on the team. Now, Teddy, we have some guys that actually play overseas that are former NBA players. I think they would have been better suited to be in this 3-on-3 team. And those names are Dwight Howard, who's an NBA champion, and he's done what he needs to do in this league. DeMarcus Cousins, who's also playing overseas, and Quinn Cook, who also plays overseas. All 3 of these guys actually played on the same team. And you know what? Another guy who I thought may have even been good enough that played overseas, Stephon Marbury. He was on the sideline during the Olympics watching USA men's basketball win. And he has won multiple championships in China. He's basically like Kobe in China, if you really think about how he's treated there.
Yeah.
My thing is, NBA, why don't we have guys that's actually in the NBA in this tournament? Because all of these guys play overseas. We couldn't have had Jaylen Brown at least be on this if he didn't make the Olympic team. I think they would have had a much better chance if Jaylen Brown was on this team. Then if you think about Jalen Brunson, I think he would have made a difference. What's another guy? Even if we put Christian Wood up here, I think they got a better chance of winning this. There are other guys we can put in this position to have us win, and you go out there and do this. So they were 2-4 going into the final pool play against the Netherlands. Again, I said the Netherlands, not Germany, not Spain, the Netherlands. Somebody tell me one guy in the NBA that's from the Netherlands. Great point. Or have someone from the Big 3 in it. Come on, you picking guys that haven't really done much of anything other than Jimmy Fredette. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's just me. So they actually started off the game pretty well. They were up 3-1 in the game. Then they gave up a 3-0-1, which means they were down 4-3. After they were down 4-3, Teddy, they gave up a 17-2 run to the Netherlands, resulting in a 21-6 loss, which ended their Olympics, which means they finished 2-5 in the Olympics. NBA, you mean to tell me this is the best? Well, USA, I'm not even going to say NBA. USA, you mean to tell me this is the best talent you can put for 3-on-3 basketball? Seriously? This is what we put out there to represent the country? And you expected them to just go out and win just because it's the USA? No, you don't understand how they said that the Olympics has gotten a lot better talent from overseas, and this is what you throw out there. If that was the case, we could have just sent a whole bunch of college players to go play for Team USA and expected them to go win. I guarantee that wouldn't have happened, though. This is almost equivalent to what you did, if not maybe worse. These guys weren't even that good in college. Well, Kareem Maddox wasn't that good in college. He averaged 8 points per game. 8. What is that Come on now. Cannon, okay, he averaged about 13 points per game. Okay, that's nice. That's cool. But is that enough to say that he deserves to be on this team? I would say no. Out of all the guys, Jimmy Fredette's probably the only one I'm okay with being on there because we saw what he did in college. We know he's a great shooter, but come on now. This is just ridiculous. There's no way this should have even been the case. I don't understand it. These guys should have just picked someone else. I don't care who you. I would have picked Gabe Vincent. I'll pick some undrafted guys that's in the NBA before I pick any of these guys, other than Jimmy Fredette. Like I said, Jimmy Fredette is the only guy that I'm cool with being on this team. All the other three guys, I pick somebody else. Shoot, I can pick some guys that play at Berry Farms, that play these rec leagues that got a better chance of winning than these guys. Teddy, what's your thoughts, man? I'm about sick of this.
So you mean to tell me they brought a guy that was retired, probably just sitting on his couch, and then a guy that does personnel for a team?
Yes, Teddy.
And not maybe like Peyton Pritchard, who performs well in these type of events. Jamal Crawford. Are you telling me you couldn't get Jamal Crawford to go out there and represent the United States?
Shoot, hey, Mike, right. Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Put Tyler Hero out there.
It's crazy. This is
Come on, man.
It's honestly like when I was like listening to everybody talk about the 3-on-3, I'm like, I looked up the team. I'm like, well, who are these guys? Like, the only guy that I know is Jimmy Fredette, and he's a bench player.
Exactly. He's not even in the NBA anymore. He's overseas.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. We could have got that old guy in the big three. He's nasty. I don't know his name, bro, but he's got like
you could have put Michael Beasley in there.
Oh what?
Because he's a baller. I don't care what anyone says. Michael Beasley still can cook. Yeah. Put Michael Beasley there. Sham guy, you could put him in there, and a bunch of other guys that plays in the big three. Tracy McGrady plays in the big three. You don't think he could have made a difference? Like, come on, man.
ISO Joe, like, come on. What are we doing?
Isaiah Thomas.
What are we doing?
Man. Come on, man.
They didn't try.
Y'all gotta do better.
They didn't try to put the team together. They were just like, oh, who wants it? They saw these guys like, oh, these guys should be good. It's only 3-on-3. We're the United States, like you said.
Joe, that three right there wins the goal. Mike Beasley, Joe Johnson, Al Harrington. No men's team is beating them. No 3-on-3. It's not happening. Come on now. That's weak, man. I don't understand what USA was doing with that.
And then for the coach, you got Gary Payton.
It could be Sam Cassell. Don't matter who it is. You can put anybody there. Like, come on, man. That's you didn't plan on winning a medal by putting that team out there
at all.
So I don't even know if y'all deserve puppy chow, but hey, you got it. You got it. But no snacks, and all four of you have to share water. Jimmy Fredette, you get the majority of it. Don't get me wrong. But everyone else, y'all fighting with scraps, man. So welcome to the Doghouse, Team USA Men's 3-on-3 basketball. My guy, you in the Doghouse. Exactly. Ice Cube could be the coach. Like, come on, man. Come on. This y'all gotta do better. Gotta do better. All right. Now we get into the baseball talks now, Teddy. There's a team now in baseball that is currently on a 9-game losing streak. They play in one of the best sports towns in the country. You got teams that represent this state pretty well. You got the Philadelphia Eagles, the Phillies, you got the Flyers, then you got the Penguins, the Pittsburgh Penguins, you got the Steelers with the steel curtain. And this team has the same colors as the Penguins and the Steelers, but they ain't putting up the same kind of effort right now, and that's the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates are currently on a 9-game losing streak. Not only are they on a 9-game losing streak, they are 8-15 since the All-Star break. They are 7 games under 500 since the All-Star break. That is absolutely putrid. I don't understand what you expect to do with that kind of a record and that kind of an effort right now. I thought the Pirates would be actually a pretty good team. Andrew McCutcheon is one of my favorite players. They have some really good players on this team, but for some reason, it ain't amounting up to wins for it. Teddy, you are Mr. BWT. You are the guy, the baseball guy. Tell me why. Or why do you think that these guys are in the doghouse and not dogs?
Well, for one reason, they were the one leg that didn't hit in a parlay the other day. That's why they're in the doghouse for me. All right. But they're just playing bad baseball right now. Like, really bad. They just got swept by the Dodgers this past weekend. Granted, it's the Dodgers, but they also had Paul Skeens pitching that week. Like, and he's been lights out. He only gave up 4 runs. You're telling me you can't go out there and score 4 runs on the Dodgers, who have their entire starting rotation on the IL? Like, and they had a guy go out in that game. Like, what is going on? It's not like their key guys are hurt, right? They got O'Neal Cruz. They got Brian Reynolds. They got Rowdy Tellez. They got Key Brian Hayes. Everybody's there. They're just not playing well. They need to figure it out because they were a sleeper team and like around the All-Star break, but now they're just going back to Pittsburgh Pirates ways, and it's kind of annoying to see because I was rooting for them, as a fan of the game, because it's fun to see these new teams make a run in the playoffs and stuff like that, kind of like how the Diamondbacks were last year. But man, they just not living up to the hype right now, and you see it with this 9-game losing streak. It's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. Andrew McCutcheon, man, I was definitely hoping that it would be more, but I mean, it's not like you've been balling out either, honestly. You've been having some bad games too, so it's just y'all got to help y'all young star. Paul Skeens has been balling, man. He's been one of the best pitchers since he started. And he's a rookie. He's a rookie. This is his first MLB season, and he's playing better than everyone else on the team. That lets you know that you got an ace on your hand. So you got an ace in your hand, and you're playing like jokers. This ain't spades, where jokers is the best card. Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta do something, man. Y'all gotta get some wins together, get some series wins or something. Or maybe you need a managerial change or something, because you guys need to make some moves in this offseason or start winning some games, because you guys are just you're not in the All-Star race right now. It's not looking good for the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. I was hoping that you guys was going to play a little bit better than what you're playing right now, but it just doesn't seem to be happening for you guys. I don't know. I'm just confused as to why you guys aren't doing what you should be doing. And not only did you drop some games, you dropped game 2 of the series yesterday, Tuesday night, 3-0. You're 56-63 on the season, 7 games out of the final spot in the National League wildcard race. It's just looking bad for the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. So y'all got to find a way to get up out of this. But until then, this is where you guys are going to stay. So Pittsburgh Pirates, enjoy the puppy chow, and welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. All right, Teddy, now I know you're going to enjoy this one.
I was waiting for this one. I was
And
waiting.
I personally am not going to enjoy this one. But hey, gotta be honest. Gotta be honest about who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. So, which a team that was actually one of the hottest teams going into the All-Star break is now a lukewarm team. I won't say they're cold, but they're lukewarm.
At
Um, at best. They are 3 games under 500 since the All Star break. And this is one of the places that they call Title Town. You know, this is where the new NBA champions Boston Celtics play. This is where the New England Patriots play. And we know the New England Patriots are the only team, well, not the only team, but one of 2 teams that have 6 Super Bowl titles. You got the Steelers and the Patriots, the only 2 teams sitting at the top with 6 Super Bowl titles. And this team, who their most recent World Series titles in 2018, my favorite team, Boston Red Sox, 10-13 since the All-Star break, 844 at bats, 141 runs during this time, 241 hits, 66 doubles, 4 triples, just 4, 35 home runs, 135 RBIs, 78 walks, 12 hit by pitches, 227 strikeouts. Terrible. Only 27 stolen bases. We know somebody that had at least 20 during the streak, and they only have 27 stolen bases as a team during this time. A 286 batting average, so not even the average for a player, which is bad. A 352 on base percentage, absolutely not good. A 498 slugging percentage, not even 50%. As a team, not even 50%. That's horrendous. And an 849 OPS. Just recently got swept in the series by the Houston Astros. And although we won the last 2 games against the Texas Rangers, Teddy, Red Sox are back in the doghouse. Why are they back in the doghouse?
because they starve kids. So now they're going to be starving. All right. And that comment is the most disgusting thing you can ever put on the internet. The Red Sox right now, they just, I don't know what's going on in the clubhouse. It kind of feels like Cora has kind of lost his way in the clubhouse a little bit ever since signing that extension. It's been, I don't know, the vibe is just off a little bit. You got the thing that Duran said the other day. That was insane.
Absolutely insane. Like I get it. You can have your own opinion on things, but that's some things you're not supposed to be saying, especially in today's society.
Mm-hmm.
You will get canceled quick. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, it's one thing to talk about somebody being soft, that you can say that someone's soft or say someone's a P, but come on now, you can't. There are words that you can't say, and that's why you are on a 2-game suspension. Should have been more than that. I expected more than that. I thought you were going to be suspended for at least 5 games, but you got a 2-game suspension, and you got to have a meeting with the mayor. Was it Michelle Wu?
Yeah.
So you in trouble, my guy.
Yep. And I think the week before that, when they were playing in Kansas City, he kind of got into it with a fan, and he had to be restrained by his teammates. So, I mean, ever since he won the MVP for the All-Star game, he's kind of slumping, right? And it's not like the fan said anything crazy. He just said you need a tennis racket because you have struck out 6 times in 3 games, right? And I was there for Saturday's game, and his at-bats looked awful, right? There was some good things, but it was mainly bad coming from the Red Sox. Right now, it's amazing to see as a Yankee fan, because we have these Red Sox fans that are not like Dave, but there's these certain kind of people that drink that dirty water from the river, and it just does some crazy things to the mind, and they really think that this team is going to be able to contend in the to get into the playoffs, but right now it does not look good at all.
Hey, we made some trades at the trade deadline. They weren't all that great, but it wasn't all that bad either. It was kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me to give it a grade, I would probably give it like a C plus. If anything, I probably wouldn't give it anything higher than that. Knowing Javon, he might give it a B plus, but that's him. That's not me.
Jovan gives it an A. He's like, oh, Chris Garcia, oh my God.
But we've had some bullpen play that has helped out since we made those trades. So bullpen has gotten a little bit better, but we still got to get better with the errors and stuff like that. Pitching has to get better. The hitting has to improve, which was a strength before the All-Star break, and now it seems to have become a weakness. Devers actually, played well last night, which is good, but he's been kind of on a skid right now. So team, we gotta get it together. And you guys are no different from the Yankees. If I put the Yankees in here, you can be put in here too. You were put in here before and you were taken out, and now you're back. Mm-hmm. So I think you know what you need to do to be able to get out, because everyone that's in the doghouse has a chance to get out. That includes Noah Lyles and Team USA. Team USA, just don't have these guys there next time. just don't.
Sometime I'll tell you that.
If it's Jimmy Fredette, cool. But any of these other guys, they should not be. Maybe have one of them as a coach. Shoot, Maddox is a player personnel. He could be the coach. But don't have him out there playing. How do you have a player personnel playing? That's neither here nor there. Crazy. Boston Red Sox, you were once dogs. Now you are no longer allowed to have fun in the field with the other dogs. You are going to be eating puppy chow. And remember, I said puppy chow, so it's not, I don't got a big bag. It's not a 64 ounce bag full of puppy chow. This is a nice 20-ounce bag. So y'all ain't getting that much. So whatever you must do to get out of this, please do so. But until then, Teddy, where are they now?
They're in the doghouse.
My guy, you in the doghouse. That concludes the doghouse. Now we get to talk about the people that have done well and the people that need some highlights from what they've done in both baseball and the Olympics. As you can see, this is pretty much what the show is about. There hasn't been anything else going on right now, other than the WNBA All-Star, but that's probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's just been baseball and the Olympics, so this is what we had to talk about. Now we got to talk about the dogs that are barking. The dogs that are out there making things happen. They're protecting the homes. They're out there having fun with their chew toys and, playing fetch, everything. And, they're the dogs that are in the dog competition. They're looking to win some. They out there getting their hair combed and, their fur is looking nice and shiny. They're having fun out there on the field. These are the dogs that we will be talking about for this week. Very first candidate, DMV native, in her very first her Olympic debut, from the University of Kentucky, Masai Russell. This young woman, this young lady, going into the Olympics, had 2 wins all season long. 2 wins all season. And she comes in, qualifies, And in her debut in the 100-meter hurdles, she wins the gold medal at 12.33 seconds. As I said, she is a DMV native. She is one of 4 DMV natives that actually medaled at this Olympics. And this was her debut. She credited her boyfriend for helping her out. So shout out to you, my guy, for being the support system you need to be for Mrs. Russell. And may y'all continue to do what y'all been doing great. But Masai, great job on doing what you've done so far. And I expect nothing more but more greatness to come in the hurdle event. It was one of the events that I definitely watched myself, and you were cooking in that hurdle. One of the fastest records in Olympic history. Masai Russell won the women's 100-meter hurdle, winning the gold medal. As I said, she is a DMV native. She is from Potomac, Maryland. Went to the University of Kentucky. And in her debut, wins a gold medal. Teddy, what you got to say about this gold medal that she won in her very first debut?
I mean, you can't write a story better than that. First time going out to the Olympics, you win a gold, right? Representing the country, and being able to represent your hometown as well. And it's great to see. I personally did not watch anything other than basketball in the Olympics, but for you to be able to go out there and do your thing in your respective sport, it speaks volumes. And glad to see that USA was able to collect as many golds as they did, and just medal as well, right? Because the USA, we medaled 108 times or something like that.
Yeah, 108 times, 40 gold medals, tied with China of gold medals.
That's incredible, man. It goes to show you that the USA, like we got the athletes, dude.
We dominated.
Like it's just that simple, right? Of course, you got other sports that are dominated by a lot of other nations, but even in soccer, we beat Brazil.
Exactly. Shout out to USA Women's for winning their first gold medal since 2012. Awesome job.
They won every game 1-0. You know how stressful that is?
It's like a struggle every game. All right, y'all, we got to get one. Got to get one at least.
Crazy. And shout out to Dansby Swanson's wife. She plays on that team. And she scored the game-winning goal in the gold medal match. And for them to beat Brazil, I mean, that's impressive.
Brazil is one of the tougher teams to play against, especially in soccer, for both men and women. And then you got other places like Spain that are really good in soccer. Germany, really good in soccer. You got China, also really good in soccer. So these are some really tough teams to play against. And for us to win it first time since 2012, great job. Great job.
Yeah.
And Masai, like I said, this is your very first one. Great debut to having your very first gold medal. Congratulations. Again, DMV native, you represent us well. Congratulations and welcome to the Dogs. Our very next contestant for the Dogs That Barked. I think this was pretty much expected, but it was still great to see and great to come on. Mikey, let's be serious. I'll be honest. I didn't watch any of that table tennis. I don't even know who won the table tennis. If you did, then please announce it in the comment section. But I'll give them a shout out and my honorable mention.
I honestly think USA did.
Oh, that would be awesome. So shout out to Team USA. We won table tennis. I know I love table tennis myself, but I don't think I would be in that competition. I might have gotten smoked in the very first round. So I'll be honest about it.
Anthony Edwards was right there, sitting front row. He was tuned in.
My guy, Ant. You know, representing. Unlike Noah Laos. But then again, um, this team I think was without a doubt it was the favorite to go in, but it wasn't easy. Had a very close game against South Sudan in the exhibition game. Didn't blow out a lot of teams like they were expected to, because they were expected to beat South Sudan by 30 and only won it by a point or two, thanks to a game-winning shot by Kevin Durant. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I just said the guy's name, so you know I'm talking about Team USA men's basketball, led by LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. These guys were the scoring leaders for Team USA. Steph Curry averaged about 15 points per game. LeBron 14. Both LeBron and KD averaged, if you round it up, to about 14 points per game. Steph Curry is the first player in Olympic history to record 8+ 3 points made in back-to-back games, and that was in the semifinal game and the final game. So, I mean, we know it was historic. LeBron James is the first player in Olympic history to lead a team in rebounds per game and assists per game and win gold. He was also named the Olympics MVP. Steph Curry in the Olympics, in the first 4 games, he only scored 29 points, only made 5 3-pointers, and was 25% from the three-point line. The last 2 games, 60 points, 17 3-points made, 65.4% from 3. So the guy got hot at the right time. In the knockout rounds, Bron averaged 14 points per game, 7 rebounds, almost 10 assists, 2 steals, with 60, 50, 71 splits. Steph Curry averaged 22.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, about 6 3-pointers per game, shooting 60, 63, 63, and 100 splits. In the last 2 games, Curry averaged 30 points per game, 8.5 3-points made, 62% from the field, and 65% from 3. This was his first, last, and only Olympics, because he said more than likely he's not going to be there when they come to Los Angeles in 2028. And guess who was in the FIBA All-Star starting 5? Steph Curry and LeBron James. The 3 best players of our era all played all 4 quarters, down 15 in the semifinals, which led us to that comeback against Serbia. Scored the last 12 points of the semis, scored or assisted in the last 24 points of the final game, and won the gold medal. This was the first time we've seen Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant play on the same team in the Olympics. And it was a very great sight to see. LeBron James at one point led the Team USA in points, rebounds, assists, and field goal percentage. And Kevin Durant became the all-time leading scorer in Olympic history. So these guys had an incredible run in the Olympics, winning the gold medal, knocking out Sudan, Serbia, and winning the very championship against France in the gold medal game. Teddy, your thoughts?
Man, I thought that Serbia was going to close it out and win in that semifinal match. I said it in the chat. USA was playing a lot of hero ball at that time. And I would like to take credit for Steph Curry going off these last 2 games, because if you know me, you know if I put something on the parlay, the opposite happens. And what did I do? I picked Steph Curry to go under 2.5 threes in that semifinals game. And he killed my parlay within 2 minutes of the game. So I'll take credit for that, because he was, like Dave mentioned, he was not shooting like himself before that game. But to go undefeated in the Olympics and finish it off with the gold medal, it's incredible. I'm glad that they finished the job, because it would have been very, very disappointing if they didn't come home with the gold. Very disappointing. And man, there's not really much to say about this, but I'm just glad it happened, because if not, there would have been some questions to answer. Let me tell you,
And Noah Lyles would have had a lot to say
a
had
lot,
we not had won that. So
a lot.
shout out to Team USA getting the Avengers together. You know, Captain America, LeBron James doing what he needed to do. Along with, and I got to name all the other guys that were on the team. You got Tyrese Halliburton, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Bam Adebayo. All these guys contributed in one way or another. You know, you had Tyrese Halliburton that had the very first ever quintuple double. You know, being on the bench, have all the high fives, the Gatorade handouts, and everything. So he did a great job. You know, he said he was the guy that, you know, that was a part of the project and got an A+ without even having to do nothing. So you got that. And then you had the so-called disrespect for not having Tatum in certain games. But hey, I mean, Tyrese didn't play a game. You didn't hear anything about that. Joel Embiid missed an entire game, and you didn't hear anything about that. So yeah, I see Aaron Teddy. Just give I'm gonna give you a moment. But nonetheless, all these guys definitely had to do what they did to contribute to this team to win. Tatum did have a good game where he had 10 and 10 on 10 points, 10 rebounds. So he did contribute more than that guy did. Tyrese played a game, sorry. So he played one game, but that's about it. And that was everyone else pretty much did what they needed to do. We know that Derek White and Drew Holiday played great defense, along with Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo. You know, Joel Embiid had a slow start, but picked it up in a couple of games. You know, Kevin Durant was great off the bench and then started in the final game, which was definitely necessary. And we just, you know, the guys did what they needed to do to win. And Teddy, go ahead and make your Tatum comment.
No, it's not even about Tatum. I mean, it's funny how NBC posted that picture and Tatum wasn't on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said in the chat, if you want to know what I said in the chat, make sure you become a member, because that's something I'm not just going to give out for free. All right. And I saw that Halliburton got hurt, actually. That's why he didn't play. It came out after the Olympics. So, I mean, it was wherever. I'm glad he was able to, like, have fun with it when he posted that picture on Twitter. Right, that means he was in good spirits. He was just there for kind of the experience, right? He's a young player in the NBA, and for him to be around those guys every day, to just soak in everything that they got going on at practice, and just being a pro, right? Because you gotta move different when you're around guys like that, and it's definitely gonna help him out. All the young guys on that team, right? Anthony Edwards, that was big for him. You saw he didn't leave KD's side. Every time you saw KD,
it was right there.
Hey,
and with Sites, he got an autograph and everything. That man was like, "Hey, that's my favorite player ever. I'm having fun," and he made sure he stuck by his side, man.
Yeah, man. I saw a meme. It's like, it was when KD came off the bus and he started pointing, and then Anthony Edwards just comes like right under his arm, and it's like when your mom tells you got to bring your little brother. So I mean, it was good to see everybody like vibing, you know.
Absolutely.
The fact that we were able to see Curry and LeBron on the same team, right? Two kids from Akron, and just, well, I don't know. Is Curry from Akron? I know he's from Ohio.
Nah, he's from Charlotte. He's from North Carolina.
Okay, all right. I thought he was from Ohio. But to see those great basketball players be able to be on the same team and play the way that they played, it's incredible. It really is. So shout out to USA for bringing home the gold, and Now we're on to 2026.
Yep, for the FIBA World Cup. Let's see.
Mhm.
Let's see who will be. Let's see who will be in that. Um,
I know
all right. So,
some guys.
congratulations, Team USA men's basketball, for bringing gold again. Um, we expect it to happen again in 2028, but we got to see who's going to be on the team. Because more than likely, like Steph won't be there, LeBron won't be there, and B said he might play for France or Cameroon. Who knows where he's going to go? But it will be interesting to see. But
KD
nonetheless,
39. I don't know
exactly,
if he's gonna want to play.
he might not even be in the league.
Exactly.
So, congratulations again, and welcome to the Dogs Team USA. And it's only right that we don't only talk about the men's basketball, but we got to talk about the women's basketball too. Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina, Jackie Young, these young ladies went out and won gold again for Team USA, winning 61 straight Olympic games, which is a phenomenal record to have. Asia Wilson was the champ. She was the Olympics MVP for the women's Olympics. She averaged 18. I think it was 18.7 points per game and 10.2 rebounds per game. She had 4 double doubles in the Olympics. So she was balling in the very end and did what she needed to do to help her team get to where they needed to be. And this team, man, I mean, this is the one thing that we expected for sure. We knew that they were going to win, but it wasn't easy for them either, because they won by 1 point in the final game, and they won as Carl said in the chat, KD style, because someone had their foot on the line. If the foot wasn't on the line, then we would have had a totally different story. It may have went to overtime, and who knows what would have won. And shout out to Joe, because in both the men's and women's gold medal match, France won the silver. France was the team to beat in the gold medal game for men's and women's basketball. So shout out to the both of you for making it there, and especially to the ladies. I honestly didn't think there was going to be competition for the women's in basketball, but it definitely was. It was a really close game, and Sabrina got into foul trouble. It wasn't much she could do. Jackie Young got into foul trouble. Asia did what she needed to do, but it was a struggle. It wasn't easy at all. And France made it hard for them. And this was a really, really good game on both ends. But Team USA prevailed in the end and won. They won the gold medal game. I think it was 56-55. It was a very, 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 very close game.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to France, women's and men's. But ladies, great job again for bringing home the gold and winning 61 straight games. I think we already know who we're going to see in 2028, because we got 2 young ladies that are fighting for Rookie of the Year right now. I'll be honest, Caitlin Clark is more than likely leading the voting right now at this point. Her team is a game and a half above the Chicago Sky. She's also leading the NBA the WNBA in assists. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. Then we got other young ladies that's going to be coming out with Paige Beckers out of UConn, who will be more than likely the number 1 overall draft pick this year, barring injury. Then you got Juju coming from USC, who's going to be balling, should be out in the next few years. It's going to be great to see. But Teddy, let me hear your thoughts on Team USA Women's.
Yeah, shout out to the women for bringing home the gold. It's definitely impressive, right? Winning 61 straight is not easy, right? Because you constantly have that target on your back, and people want to be that team to take you down, right? It's kind of like when UConn was on their run with winning, what was it, 3 or 4 straight national championships. Everybody wanted to be that one team to beat them, right? And for them to go out there and stay undefeated for 61 straight games, it's honestly a crazy number. One thing I do want to bring up about the women's basketball team is the guards struggled.
Absolutely struggled.
And there was one guard that was left off, Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if the coach regrets that decision that she made to leave her off, or if she, I mean, I'm sure she doesn't because they still won the gold, but
well, to defend what you said, Dawn Staley did say that if they reselected, more than likely she would have been on the team. So they regret it. They definitely know they regret it.
Yeah. But I mean, A'ja Wilson, she's one of the most dominant women basketball player that I've ever seen on the court. So for her to win MVP, that didn't really surprise me because she just goes out there and does it all, right? 2K25 cover athlete. She doesn't even play video games. Now she's going to start playing video games just because she's on the cover. So shout out to her for that and for her MVP. And the women bring home the gold. Can't be mad at that.
Absolutely. Ladies, welcome. Thank you for representing the country well. And enjoy your time being a dog. All right. And this next one was actually a mistake, but it doesn't matter because I still got what I needed for this information. I wanted to say shout out to Team China for having tied Team USA for gold medals and having 40 gold medals as a nation. So shout out to Team China for having 40 gold medals. But I have to give this nation its just due because they definitely did something historic for their nation. This is only the second time this has happened in their nation, and that's Team Canada. Team Canada, we know that we were more than likely looking forward to see their basketball team win a gold medal, but that did not happen, or win a medal at all. I won't say gold medal, but win a medal, or at least compete in the gold medal game, what we thought might happen, but we clearly see that's not what happened. Jamal Murray did not show up.
Nothing new.
Exactly. He only shows up when it's the Lakers. So Team Canada had their second largest total medals and gold medals in a single Olympic this time. 27 medals across the board, 9 gold, 7 silver, 11 bronze. This is the second time in the nation's history that they got 27 medals. Their flag bearers also got some medals in this, and there was Summer McIntosh and Ethan Katzberg. They actually did a wonderful job being a representative for those guys for this team. McIntosh was Canada's first Olympic medalist at these games with a silver in the women's 400 meter freestyle. This is swimming, in case people don't know that. She also was crowned the Olympic champion in the 400 meter individual medley, 200 meter butterfly, and 200 meter individual medley. She also set an Olympic record in both women's 200 meter butterfly with 2 minutes 3 seconds, and the women's 200 individual medley with 2 minutes 6 seconds. Katzberg is Canada's first Olympic gold medalist in any throwing event in 120 years since St. Louis in 1904. So this is the first time in over 100 years that they got a gold medal in this event. 22 years old, the first Canadian in 112 years to win a medal in the hammer throw at the Olympic Games. He won by 415 milliseconds, which was the largest victory in men's hammer throwing Antwerp in 1920. So that was a heck of a thing for Canada. Um, it was awesome to see, very very awesome to see, and it was good, man. It was good. These were the flag bearers in the closing ceremony. The opening flag bearers, Andre, DeGrassi, and Marta, also had impressive showings at the games. Um, DeGrassi DeGrassi was a part of the 400 4x100 men's relay that got a gold medal performance, thanks to the men's USA choking, um, which was a terrible, terrible feat. Um, the 29-year-old now has 7 all-time Olympic medals, tying him with Penny. I'm going to botch the last name, so sorry. Oleksiak as Canada's all-time most decorated Olympian. So Canada has they did an awesome job. It wasn't necessary what China did with 40 gold medals, but compared to what their country has experienced, having a first time gold medalist in over 120 years in an event, and then your opening and closing ceremonial flag bearers all medal, I think that was awesome to see. Teddy, I'm almost certain you probably didn't pay attention to this, but what are your thoughts on that?
Congrats. I really don't have much to say about that. Um, Never really heard about Canada doing anything excellent. Um, Even their rappers aren't that good, but that's for another story. Uh, but congratulations for medaling and winning a gold and representing your country well. That's all you really want to do in the Olympics.
Absolutely, absolutely. So shout out to Team Canada again, and welcome to the Dogs. Also, we actually have some breaking news
Oh,
in the NFL. JJ McCarthy is now out for the entire season. He will not make his debut in the NFL this year. He is out for the rest of the season.
dude,
He underwent a full meniscus repair surgery this morning, which means he will not play in his rookie season.
damn.
There have been some misfortune over the past 8 years for Vikings quarterbacks. In 2016, Teddy Bridgewater suffered a serious non-contact knee injury before the start of the regular season, missing the entire season. And then we all know what happened last year with Kirk Cousins ruptured his Achilles in week 8. And now first-round rookie J.K. McCarthy suffers a meniscus injury in his first preseason game that requires surgery and ends his rookie season.
Wow.
So had to bring that breaking news out. But J.J. McCarthy, hope he recover well and get ready for next year. So we will see a lot of Sam Darnold this year for the Vikings. So Joe and Tomo, I think that is more than likely going to change our thoughts on the Viking season this year.
Oh yeah.
So we got that. Now let's go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled program. We still have a few more people to talk about. And Teddy, baseball is coming up pretty soon, my guy. But we got somebody to talk about that is in the NBA, but that also played in the Olympics for Serbia. Their best player, as people call him, the best player in the league right now. He is a three-time MVP now, and also an NBA champion, Finals MVP, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic for Serbia was the representative for the FIBA starting 5. J-Mo, that's funny. Punching the air right now. He'll be all right. You know, he should know that USA is better in sports. That's just how it's been for a good little while now. Nikola Jokic, man, has done pretty well for them this year. He finished the Olympics averaging 18.8 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, 8 assists per game, 3-time MVP. He ranked first in total points, rebounds, and assists, becoming the only player to do so in Olympic history. So that's why he was close to winning the Olympics MVP, which was alongside with Steph Curry and LeBron James, but they gave it to LeBron. I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Jokic because he did lead his team to win the bronze medal. They did lose to Team USA in the semifinals game, going into the gold medal game, where they squandered a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, and Team USA won. But man, I'm telling you, it was, and that game was definitely because of Steph Curry. He had 36 points that game. He balled out. But like I said, led his team to a bronze medal. They lost to the eventual champions, which was Team USA, who I said before earlier, and won gold medal. But Nikola Jokic, like I said, he's done something that he's never done before. That's never been done before in Olympics history, leading in points, rebounds, and assists. And this is what we've known Jokic to pretty much do. We know he can score. We know he's the best passing big man in the league. We know he can rebound the ball, even though he barely jumps. And Jamal, awesome. Glad you brought that up. Shout out to Bojan Bogdanovic for Serbia as well, who actually balled out. Played a great game in the semifinals against Team USA, even though they lost. We saw what he did with the, Carmelo Anthony celebration, and Team USA came back and won. But shout out to Nikola Jokic. Teddy, thoughts?
I think he didn't really want to be there. He just wanted to be with his horses at the racetrack, to be honest with you, because that's the first thing he did, right? I feel like he doesn't really enjoy basketball, right? He just does it because he's good at it. Right?
Exactly.
It's like a hobby for him. He's like, oh yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this. I don't really want to be here, but I mean, I guess. And he just goes out there and just does what he does. I mean, he's an excellent ball player. And for him to even have Serbia up 15 in the fourth quarter against a team like USA, that's good enough for a bronze, I guess. And like I said, man, the game is so easy for him. He's like, he moves in slow motion. Everything he does is slow, and it's like when you're watching, it's like, how can't these guys stop him? But then he's close to 7 feet. He's smart. He knows where everybody needs to be in every situation. So there's a reason why he's an NBA champion and a former MVP. So congrats to him for getting a bronze, and hopefully he wins a lot of horse races until the NBA starts.
There you go. It wasn't no less than 5 hours after they got he was at the horse race. That man basically wasted no time. He was all right. And then if everyone saw when they got the medals, he was hammered. That guy was done. He almost fell 3 times while they were trying to take the picture. So that he enjoyed himself. He was absolutely excited during that time. That Jokic was done. He was done. So shout out to Serbia. Shout out to Nikola Jokic, man. Definitely awesome. And enjoy your horse races, man. Enjoy your horse races. But welcome to the Dogs. You're someone that's familiar being in this position. So I mean, is it really something new? But this is the Olympic Nikola Jokic. So congratulations and welcome to the Dogs again, Nikola Jokic. All right, Teddy. Now we get into the exciting part, which is the last 4 parts. It's all baseball. All baseball. Teddy, first up, a guy who held out for a good little while because he wanted a contract this year. Did not start well to begin the season. His first 6 starts, 23 innings pitched. He almost had a 10 ERA, close enough, 31 strikeouts, and 14 walks during that time. Let me tell you, what Blake Snell has done since then. Blake Snell, starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. And his next 7 starts after that, 45 innings pitched, a .99 ERA, 60 strikeouts, and 14 walks, which is the same amount, but this is in less games or more games. So that means he's actually pitched a lot better than. And then if you look at the most recent game going up against Chris Sale and the Atlanta Braves, in 6 innings pitched, he only allowed 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts. And shout out to Chris Sale because he had a great game as well. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 12 strikeouts. That was a heck of a duel last night that I was able to watch. So that was an awesome game to watch on my birthday. That was a great birthday gift. I don't root for either team, but that was a great game to watch. He has played very well since then. He's 3-1 in his last 4 games. He won 4-1 against the Colorado Rockies on July 27th. Then against the Cincinnati Reds, they won 3-0. In both of those games, he had 15 strikeouts against the Rockies, 11 strikeouts against the Cincinnati Reds, 8 strikeouts against the Washington Nationals, where they won 7-4. Oh, wait, am I talking about the right guy? No, I'm not. I just messed up a little bit. But Blake Snell has played a great game. And Teddy, talk about this guy, man.
Yeah. Before, he was not doing good. And then he got hurt. He went on the IL. And it looked like he was working on his mechanics a little bit. And he got confident. And he's one of the pitchers that just go out there and get strikeouts. It's weird. He can walk the bases loaded and still get out of that jam, striking 3 guys out. And he did something that he hasn't done in his entire career. He finally got to the 8th and 9th inning of a baseball game that he started. And what did he do in that game? His first career no-hitter. Mm-hmm. So congratulations for that. That is not anything to look over, especially against a team like the Cincinnati Reds. Mm-hmm. They have some scrappy players on offense.
A team I predicted to do well this year too.
Yeah, same. And he just looks a lot better. He looks like he's comfortable out there on the mound. He looks like he's not staying up and playing video games all night. If you watch BWT, I clowned him for that earlier in the year. Because he was so worried about streaming and playing MLB The Show and Call of Duty and his AAU team that he has in Seattle. But now he looks like he's focused and he's dialed in, and it's going to be a very tough team to face in the playoffs in the divisional round when you got to go up against Blake Snell, then you got to go up against Logan Webb, and Kyle Harrison. Like those guys they got some arms out there, and their offense is playing well too. So they're gonna be a team that down the road is going to compete, and I think make it into the playoffs in a very tough NL West, and also a tough wild card race as well.
Absolutely. Shout out to Blake Snell. I meant to say this when you were talking about Call of Duty. It's a very Kyler Murray-esque in his things.
Yeah.
But we see that you're turning things around. Continue to play well. You know, your offseason wasn't necessarily one of the best things to talk about because you were holding out because you wanted to make sure you got a good contract along with another guy who's on another team, but we're not talking about him. We're talking about you right now. So great job recovering from how you started in your first 6 games and now how you play now. Had a great job, great game last night, and welcome to the Dogs, Blake Snell. All right, Teddy. Now one of my favorite young players in the majors right now, a guy that I've talked about before, the guy that you brought up, someone that I talked about before on the show, but I got to talk about him again. Since the All-Star break, he's had a another good stretch. He had it before the All-Star break, and now he's having another one for the Kansas City Royals. Bobby Witt Jr., or as I like to say, OG Bobby Witt. OG Bobby Witt. This boy is balling, man. In 23 games since the All-Star break, 91 at-bats, he has 26 runs, 41 hits, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs, 25 RBIs, a 500 on-base percentage, an 813 slugging percentage, and a 1.313 OPS. A batting average of 451 in 23 games since the All-Star break. Teddy, tell the people why Bobby Witt Jr. is a dog for this week and balling since the All-Star break.
This dude is incredible. Right now, he's on a very good pace to end the year with very good numbers. He's playing so good that people are talking about him winning the AL MVP, and we all know who that's going to go to. But for him to be even in contention for it is extremely proud of the way that he's been going out there and really earning his contract. You see guys sign a big extension like he did, 10 years, and really just get a little full of themselves, and don't go out there and perform the way that they were before the extension. But right now he's one of the best in the game. You can't get this guy out, and if he gets a single, he's gonna turn it into a double because he's got electrifying speed, and he can hit for power, right? He's cut down on the strikeouts a lot, which tells me that he's really working on his discipline in the cage and when he's not playing his games, and it's showing, right? His on base percentages 396 right now, and for a guy in the lineup batting in the 2-hole where he's at, it's great for that lineup and really set the table for guys like Salvador Perez and MJ Melendez and Vinny Pasquantino and stuff like that. They're playing some good baseball right now. They are, I believe, in the final spot of the American League wild card. That's a tough race with the Red Sox. They just flip-flop spots. So, I mean, it's gonna come down to the last 2 weeks, I think, and it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be really fun to watch. He's incredible, and he's not just doing it on the offensive side of the ball. He's doing it on the defensive side of the ball as well. One of the top shortstops in the game. So, shout out to Bobby Witt.
Yep, shout out to Bobby, my guy Bobby, OG Bobby Witt. Having a great season. Proud of what you're doing. Keep doing your thing, my guy. Welcome to the Dogs again. All right, Carl. I got somebody for you. We don't talk about your Detroit teams very much, but this is your ace in the Motor City for the Detroit Tigers. A guy who's had a very, very good season altogether this year, and one of the hottest pitchers, definitely the ace in your team, someone that a lot of teams were trying to get for the trade deadline, but you kept him. None other than Tariq Skubal. That was the numbers I was yelling off earlier. So I'm going to yell off those numbers again for Tariq Skubal. So first of all, he is 14-4 on the season this year, a 2.53 ROA. He has 180 strikeouts so far this year, only 29 walks. He has played in 24 games this year. He's averaging about 11 strikes a game, 9-1 in the last 10 games. Oh no, I'm sorry. His last game last night, they won. They won that game with 9 strikeouts. He only had 6 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed and 1 earned run. And he's won 4. He's won 3 of the last 4 games against the Colorado Rockies. 6 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts against the Cincinnati Reds, where they won 3-0. 9 inning pitched, 11 strikeouts in that game. Against the Washington Nationals, where they won 7-4, he allowed 3 runs but had 8 strikeouts in that game. And then Sunday against the Atlanta Braves, he had in 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, but 11 strikeouts. Tariq Skubal, I can understand why the price was so high for this guy and why the Tigers did not give him up so easily. Teddy, tell me about Tariq.
He's one of the guys that is competing for the American League Cy Young, and right now is the front runner, in my opinion. This guy gives his team a chance to win every ball game that he takes the ball. He just strikes people out. He's throwing at high velocity, getting people to extend the strike zone and swinging and missing. And he's got some great stuff. He just pitched last night, like you said, shut down a streaky offense in the Mariners. The Tigers absolutely destroyed them. You could have had me pitching against the Mariners and it probably would have won. But for you to have your ace on the mound in a game like that against a contender, right? Because the Mariners are contending right now at this moment. They're on a little bit of a slide, but contending nonetheless. It's honestly awesome to see this guy go out there and pitch the way that he pitches because he's, like I said, top guy in the AL Cy Young right now, in my opinion.
I agree. I also believe he's the leading guy for the AL Cy Young right now. He's been pitching his butt off, man. He's been balling out this year, and he deserves to be talked about. I know I've heard him on some baseball shows, but I wanted to talk about him here. So, Carl, you got somebody I could talk about. Can't talk about the Pistons right now. Sorry. Even though you gave Cade Cunningham a big contract, it's cool. The Ravens season is over right now, even though football's coming back. But, your guy, Screwball, is balling out. So, welcome to the Dogs, Tariq, and keep doing what you're doing, my guy. You have a very great chance of winning the AL Cy Young. So, welcome to the Dogs. And last but not least, for the Dogs, a team that you told me about, Teddy, that is the hottest team in baseball right now. This team was in the World Series last year. And since July 1st, they have been balling. The Arizona Diamondbacks, a team looking to get back to the World Series this year, are 25-10 since July 1st, which are the most wins in the majors over that span, and they've won 15 of their last 18 games. Now, this team wasn't necessarily on my radar as far as what I was going to talk about today, but Teddy, you're very knowledgeable about this. They have one of the great guys, one of the great young guys in Corbin Carroll on this team. What's up, the Diamondbacks, man? Why they got so hot? Why are they so focused right now to get back to the World Series?
Their manager, right? He took them to the World Series last year, and it was around this time last year where they started to make a push for the playoffs, right? They made it there to the World Series as a wild card team, and they had a good shot. And with the acquisition of Eugenio Suarez to play third base, I feel like that really helped them out offensively. Corbin Carroll, he really hasn't had a good season. He's picking it up after winning Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. But Ketel Marte, he is balling.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and talk about his numbers because that's the guy that you were telling me about. So let me hear about Marte.
Right now, man, he's a second baseman, switch hitter. He's got 30 home runs. He's batting around 300, and he's electrifying. Like, he is in contention for the NL MVP. And coming into the season, everybody was like, "Oh, Ohtani this, Ohtani that." But he's definitely giving him a run for his money with how scorching hot he's been at the plate. And Ohtani's feeling the pressure because now Ohtani's starting to hit some home runs, and he got his little running mate back with him at the top of the lineup in Mookie Betts. And them being in the same division, I mean, that NL West is gonna get a little scary, right? With
It's about to get hectic in the West. I'm telling you.
the Padres playing well, the Diamondbacks heating up, and the Dodgers not really having any pitchers. Like, they just had another guy go down the other day, and he's got Tommy John, so he probably won't pitch next year either. You got to wait another 2 years for him. They haven't had Yamamoto in about a month and a half, close to 2 months. Walker Buehler is set to pitch today against the Brewers. But this Diamondback team, man, watch out for them. They're gritty. They're a gritty squad. They've been there, so they know the experience, and they want it. They want it again. They want to be able to finish the job this time, not just get there and give the fans in Arizona something to really cheer about, like in 2001. And I say that very depressingly because they beat the New York Yankees. So they definitely want to give that city something to cheer for again.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see what these Diamondbacks will be doing. But hottest team in baseball right now, honestly, not surprised. Like you said, the last time, this same time, they were pretty much the hottest, or not one of the hottest teams in baseball, and they seem to be making that similar run right now, looking to get back into the World Series where they could have won last year, but ultimately that didn't happen. But Arizona Diamondbacks, welcome to the Dogs. And we got some other news in the NFL. I don't know if this is breaking news, but it's news considering someone who hasn't played in the NFL in some very good time. Jim Harbaugh has offered his former 49ers quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, a coaching position for the Los Angeles Chargers.
No.
He's considering it. He was out of the country. He said he was going to get back to me. This is from Jim Harbaugh. So
that's crazy.
It seems like he might be making his return to the NFL, but as a coach, not as a player.
Yeah, I saw he wants to be the quarterback of the Olympic team for the flag football. So,
I mean, he's going to be 41 years old. That's when he'll be 12 years out of the league. So, I mean, it's flag football though, so it could definitely work. He still, hopefully he still has the speed that he had in the NFL, but I don't know.
I doubt it.
But that would also mean that's three former 49ers players that would be coaches for Jim Harbaugh. He also has Navarro Bowman as a coach for the defense there, and he also has Delaney Walker, who was a tight end. He was the backup tight end behind Vernon Davis. That's there helping out as well.
he's got a system, and he feel like it worked. It worked in San Francisco, you know.
Now
So
he's bringing it to LA.
yeah, I mean, all he did was win over there. So I mean, maybe he's onto something, but
Could be. I just think he needs another receiver. Quentin Johnson is not the answer.
not it at all.
But I mean, maybe Quentin Johnson has a season like Jamar Chase. Remember, Jamar Chase in his rookie season in the preseason couldn't do anything right, but then the season came and he balled out. So maybe we'll see. Now, Teddy, I know you had someone that you wanted to talk about that I did not feature today. That is going to be in the what I call the honorable mention. So go ahead and announce who you were talking about and why you feel like he should be talked about.
It hurts me to even bring this guy up because if you follow me on social media and you watch my show, you know I don't like this guy, but you gotta show respect when it's due. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he has been on another level ever since he got his haircut. Right? Um, he had the long hair, cut it down to a fade, and nobody can get him out.
You got some weight off his shoulders.
Yeah. he was on a 20-game hitting streak, and he was hitting like 400 during that streak. He had like 8 or 10 home runs. He was incredible. Hitting the ball hard too. He looks happy out there in Toronto. I know that there was trade talks with the trade deadline coming up. There were talks that he might be moved because his contract is coming up, but I feel like Toronto would be crazy to do that at this time.
We would have loved that though for our division.
For sure. He every time he faces the Yankees, he just looks to kill him. He has a very, very strong hate to the New York Yankees.
I think he has a very strong hate towards the entire AL East. In 41 games played, 154 at bats, he has 60 hits, 14 home runs, 42 RBIs, 23 walks, and 22 strikeouts. With just like you said, a 395 batting average and a 1.269 OPS. This is against the AL East teams.
That's crazy.
You can pretty much say he owns the division.
Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, Blue Jays, if you're smart, you lock that guy up for a long time, and build pieces around him. Don't move Bo. I know you can get a lot. You can get a lot for Bo Bichette, but you got to build around these young guys in Toronto.
Absolutely. Hey, but you'll be doing us a favor if you get rid of these guys. We appreciate it. The less competition in the AL East, the better.
Yeah. But that's why the AL East is one of the toughest divisions in the MLB.
Exactly.
We got so many studs in the division.
Yeah,
This year, the Rays and the Blue Jays, team-wise, not doing too well. But with everybody fully healthy, it's usually one of the toughest divisions in MLB.
Absolutely. With the Orioles, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rays, and the Blue Jays, just about any season you can pick any of these guys to win. If everyone's healthy, it can kind of sort of be a toss-up. You got some guys on paper where you can be like, hey, they should be the favorite, but we know how tough this division is, and anybody can win it at any time.
Yeah.
So that's your honorable mention. My honorable mention is going to be for all the medalists from the DMV. That's Kevin Durant, Quincy Wilson, Messiah Russell, and Noah Lyles. I understand that I put Noah Lyles in the doghouse, but I am going to have him as an honorable mention for all of these people winning gold medals this year. So congratulations for representing the DMV well. I appreciate what you guys have done to show that you're from the DMV, putting us on the map. Quincy Wilson only being 16 years old and having a gold medal, which is awesome. Like I said, Messiah Russell making her debut in the Olympics, getting a gold medal. Noah Lyles getting a gold medal this year, and Kevin Durant having the most gold medals in men's Olympic basketball history with 4 gold medals. So great job for representing the DMV. Glad to see you guys here. And then I have a dishonorable mention. I think it's without question to talk about the one competition in the Olympics that was very questionable. Now, before I talk about the dishonorable mention, let me give a shout out to the people who actually medaled in this competition. I'm talking about the Olympic breakdancing. So Philip Kim from Canada actually won the gold medal. So congratulations to you. Dan Vassil from France won the silver medals. Congratulations to you. And Victor Montalvo from the USA won the bronze. So congratulations to you guys for winning the gold medal, silver, and the bronze. But this is not to shame you guys. This is to talk about one specific person and this competition in its entirety. So Australia, I don't know what you guys were thinking. Putting this young lady out there. Her dance name is Ray Gunn, but she was born Rachel Gunn. Hit the Olympic stage for Paris for the very first time, but it was not smooth sailing. Let's just put it that way. The competitive breaker ended up on the losing side of all 3 of her breaking, also known as breakdancing, matches, with a score of 54-0. So she didn't get a single point in breakdancing. I wish I could show you guys the video, but I'm sure you've seen it across social media. Her performances featuring moves like toe touches while lying on one side, sliding across the floor, and a kangaroo-inspired jump were met with widespread ridicule online. It's exploded on social media for several videos of her 2024 performance going viral. Teddy, I think we both have joked about this, but I think we need to go ahead and prepare for 2028 because I think I could bring a gold medal to USA, or I have enough talent to get dual citizenship for Cameroon or Ghana, so I might pull an Embiid and try to get a gold medal for somebody. I think I got the moves. My knee is good enough to help me to be able to get there. So I might try to get in this conversation. If she can do this, I think I got a good chance to compete.
Yeah, man. That was one of the funniest things that I've seen in quite some time. And I heard that her husband or boyfriend is a dance instructor. And he was her trainer during for her preparation for the Olympics. So I know we shouted out the girl from the DMV, her man supporting her. This guy's got to do better. Because what she went out there and did was kind of embarrassing for the nation of Australia. And now they probably aren't even considering it for the Los Angeles Games in 2028.
Yep, so they said more than likely it will not be brought back for the 2028 Olympics. So
crazy.
And that's crazy because it outshined what the guys I named did. They actually won medals, but they are more so talking about what she did. So that's why I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to those guys first before I talked about her. But it was bad. I felt like my eyes were bleeding watching that. So it was silly to see. It was more so like, so we have this thing in the DMV called Beat Your Feet. It's a dance that we do here to the go-go music. It was like watching someone who's never done that dance before try to win the competition, and it looked utterly embarrassing. That's exactly what it looked like to me. So for all my DMV people that knows about beating your feet, beat your feet kings and stuff like that. We know who the real beat your feet kings are, not the guys not the people that were featured, but the real ones. It was utterly embarrassing to see. So Ray Gunn, just don't be there in 4 years. Or if you do, please come with something better, because that was absolutely horrendous to see. And that will conclude the show for this week. Teddy, I appreciate you for being on the show with me. I know it was almost 2 hours. It was a pretty long show, but I'm glad we were able to get this out, get this done. Can't wait to break these down and get my reels together for the return of Dave's Doghouse. And I can't wait for you guys to see the new intro next week. My last words is thanks again for everyone that gave me birthday wishes yesterday, and I still have some coming in today. So I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the R2L family for being so welcoming for me and allowing me to be who I am. Again, as I say on every show, I'm coming for every award that I did not win from the last year. So if you have a show that's open and I'm available, please let me know. And yeah, just shout out to everybody on the R2L network. Shout out to the very brand new show that's being brought towards the network with Unfazed, with AJ and Joe. I know you guys are going to do a great job. Two of the greatest debaters in our chats in the family. So I can't wait to see the first episode, and I can't wait to see you guys shine. Shout out to RBO with Vaughn. Shout out to CTC with Carl. Shout out to BWT with my guy Teddy right here. King's Talk with Joe. Dave's Doghouse. Shout out to In the Red Corner, and shout out to Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. All great shows. Please make sure you tune into all those shows. If you want to become a member of the regular Refuse to Lose chats, just hit member in the comment section, or find us on Facebook or YouTube and just let us know where you are. On Instagram, let us know what your Instagram name is, and we'll send you the link to become a member and be a part of the show. Teddy, last words.
Yeah, it was great being here. I'm glad I was able to be on this episode after the long hiatus. It was a fun time. Definitely, anytime that you got baseball going into the doghouse and roaming the yard, I'm definitely gonna make sure I'm here, especially when bringing my guys out of the doghouse, right? But yeah, just make sure you guys tune into BWT. Recently did an interview with newly committed D1 baseball player Jordan Enriquez. The numbers on the reels are going pretty crazy. Probably my best reel on Instagram so far. So the subscribers are going up, so just means that the content's going to get better. So, and Dave, I'm coming.
I hear you. I've been sitting at 89 for a minute, but now I'm about to go up. So
I know.
So it's all good, but definitely appreciate you guys for that tuned in. See you guys next week. I will be back next week with another episode. See you guys tomorrow on the regular R2L show. Until then, peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.
My guy, you in the doghouse.